Good morning and welcome to the Quiet Altar. So I haven't been on in a minute, and this happens to me every once in a while. I'll go through a lull, like I don't want to read cards, and I want to create, but I don't always want to have the cards in front of me for some reason. And I have an event today that I'm going to be reading at, and working up to this day, I'm like, wow, I haven't picked up my cards, and I wasn't even going to go. I thought, well, I'm just not going to go. But then there's people there relying on me, and I have friends there, and every time I go, I have fun, and I meet new people, and I also help people, and the spirit and the energy is really cool. So I'm like, I got to go. Why can't it? What am I talking about? So I'm getting ready to go. And I wanted to come on and do a reading for today for my event. But then I also wanted to share something. This is how much of a lull I was in. I bought that ritual planner for 2026. And it's just been sitting there. I haven't even been using it. I told myself I wasn't going to do that again this year because I've done that in past years. Some years, my whole journal is packed chock full. Some years, it's sporadic here and there. And some years, I just don't even do anything. So, my birthday's on the 19th of April. Yes, I'm an Aries. Excuse me, all you other signs. Step aside. Here I come. Of course, Aries only have to have the best coffee in the whole history of the world. It's called my coffee. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Sometimes Aries are all about themselves, and that's what happened for a second. Other times Aries are about everybody else, and they're not about themselves enough. And I think that's what was happening. I'm giving and giving and giving, and I'm not exercising. I'm not going out and enjoying the sunshine and nature. I'm just busting my ass trying to work and work and work and, pay bills. And I'm losing myself. So what I did was I just told myself, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start all over, brand new. And I just ripped all of the pages out right up until my birthday date. And I'm going to start again on my birthday. And this is the page for April. In April, tender uprising, we remember that growth is an act of rebellion against the darkness, and that every flower that blooms is a spell cast in defiance of despair. I think that's supposed to say despair. Look, there's a typo. It's funny. Of despair, but this is just exactly what I needed to read. And I didn't even read it until I ripped out all those other pages, and this, and then this was the only page left. So this is where my year is going to start, people. Right here in April, I'm going to dispel the darkness. Every flower in front of me is going to be a new beginning. Everyone I see, I'm being pulled from the darkness. So there's that. And you can do that. You can. Anybody can. I still have all the front pages and everything, so there's that. Okay. So one of the decks that I use when I go out in public and read is the Everyday Tarot by Biddy Tarot, or Bridget Esselmont. And that is where I got my start. That is the system that I used when I first started reading. And Bridget Esselmont is a tarot expert and tarot CEO she's from, or she lives in Australia. Sometimes she comes over here and does workshops and conventions and stuff. And she also has a certification you can take. Now, a lot of people say you don't need to be certified. No, you don't. But it does prove that you know how to read cards for sure, because you don't get through the course without proving it. And it does cost quite a bit. I was going to do it, and the only thing that turned me off about it was that over the years, because I've been studying her through her system, I bought almost all of her books, her, everything that she offers. And then I decided I would look into taking the course, but then they wanted me to buy all of those books again. And I said, hey, I have all the books. Is there any way you can give me a discount? Because I don't need them. And they said no. So that kind of turned me off. But, oh, by the way, there in front of you is one of my creations. It's a a prayer card that I turned into like an oracle card. And let me see if I can find the original. Hold on. Let me see. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Of course. You know where it's at? It's always the last one you see. You know why it's the last one you see? Because you don't have to look any further. Okay, so prayer cards. I collect prayer cards. Over the last few years, I've become obsessed with them. I'm not buying any more right now because I have too many. Or I should say I have enough. I don't think you'll ever have too many. But it's these 4 girls. There's one girl way in the back. I don't know if you can see her. She's back in there. And they're carrying the Eucharist. I guess it's the Eucharist, or the wine, the blood of Jesus. They're carrying the blood of Jesus, and they are also partaking in the drinking of the blood of Jesus. And so what I did was on Canva, I took a picture of this with my phone, and then I took out the border with my phone. I deleted it, and then I uploaded it to Canva, and ta-da! I created this. Now I added the of course I put the background on, the brown background. And then I added these thorns and these roses. And then I also just went ahead and added some blood splatter. Now you might think that's weird, but I am about the macabre. I'm goth, although I don't dress goth. My heart has goth. My heart is goth. And I'm also Catholic. So there you go. And I call it the sweet nectar of the gods because these girls are basically sucking the blood of Jesus, which sounds morbid, but that's what this depicted back in the day. And this card is from like the 1940s, 1930s even. These prayer cards are really old. And on the back here, the person who bought this card for someone wrote on there that while they were on their travels, they were thinking of them, and that they hoped that they drink from the fountain of devotion and the blood of Jesus, basically is what it said. So then I rewrote it in my own words, and this is what I said: what is this thou brings to me, the sweet nectar of the gods? I shall drink from the fountain to show my devotion. I shall drink from the cup to show my love. I shall consume the blood of the Lamb, and I shall be safe in the arms of the chosen one all the days of my life. And I don't necessarily think that that you have to come to Jesus and all that stuff to be saved, and you know what I mean. But I do believe highly in spirit guides, and I do believe there was a man named Christ. As a matter of fact, I think Jesus, because his name isn't Christ, I do believe that Jesus was the highest metaphysical that ever lived. So there you go. And then I got a piece of wood and I made it look old, aged it. And then I put my card on there. Just the front. I think I'm going to put like a border or something on here. Maybe not. I just feel like it's too exposed or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I thought it came out pretty good. And then the back is just this red. It's kind of, I kind of made it look beat up a little bit. And then I'm going to sell it on Etsy. Now, if you haven't been to my Etsy store, please visit my Etsy store, because my Etsy store is growing and morphing, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. I have a lot of interesting stuff on it, including some of my vintage dresses from my eBay store. Because I buy, when I go to look for vintage dresses, I try to look for like gothic black dresses. Those are my favorite. And I've got quite a collection, so I'm selling them. I sell them on eBay and Etsy. So there you go. So onward with this. I'm going to pick 4 cards to see how my event is going to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How will my day go today? Spirit guides, be with me today after I'm through this lull. I woke up this morning with a better attitude and an understanding that, they asked me to come and read at this event because they know I can read cards. And they pay me. They pay me to do it. So why would I miss the opportunity? Okay, so the first card is the 2 of Wands. The second card is the 8 of Swords. The third card is the 2 of Swords. And the fourth card is the 8 of Wands. So some people might go, oh gosh, she's got swords. I don't look at it as negative. I look at it as a message. So I have an opportunity here. I even have more than one opportunity. And I'm looking at my opportunities. And it's funny because the event that I'm going to is across the water. And the 2 of Swords is always showing somebody looking across the water and wondering what their next step is. So I'm going to go across the water. And actually, not only am I going to the event, but I'm also going to be doing something else today that I have to do, which involves my spiritual life and my online selling life and all that. So that I'm doing 2 things, and I'm going to do, I can do both of them. I can do both of them. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you don't have to choose. You can do 2 things. You can do 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Now, to me, this 8 of Wands is telling me that I just have to let go. And I can take the next step. I don't have to have any fear. I came from a place where, there was a lot holding me back. I've gone through a lot. But I shouldn't be letting that hold me back, because that's behind me. Now, when I take this next step, life is never easy, but you got to take the next step and go with the punches. Just let go. Open your eyes. Release the bounds. Release your own change, your Self-imposed imprisonment. That's what I got to do. I got to release that. And so here's another two, the Two of Swords. I'm being closed off about the choices I have. I'm turning away from it almost. Again, see, the turbulent is behind me. But I'm not seeing, I'm not looking, I'm not willing to see and open up. So I got to open up. I got to be willing to see, and I got to understand that the turbulence, the hard times have passed. And then when I do that, everything is going to happen quickly. Things are going to start taking place quickly, swiftly. The arrows of the Eight of Swords, or the wands, they're like flying through the sky, and they're, things are going to start happening quickly for me. So I don't think that's a bad message for today. I'm going to be at the event, and me and myself and I are going to be doing really good, and I'm going to be able to help some people. And I like this event because it's at a metaphysical church, and people go there to actually get a reading. Like some of the events I go to, people go there for other things, and then they realize you can get a reading there. Like they didn't know you could. And then they're kind of reluctant, like, well, I didn't come here for that. How much is it? Do I really want to spend the money on that when I came to buy products? Like the oddity shows, I try to get booths at the oddity shows, but the booths are expensive, and then if not a whole lot of people know that they can get a reading there, because that's not what they're necessarily going there for, then they don't spend the money on the reading. And then if there's more than one reader at the event, and people aren't necessarily going there for a reading, so you get where that's going. You don't always make a whole, last time I think I went, I made a little bit more than I paid for the booth, so I made a little bit of money, you know what I mean? But I had to figure the time that it took me to load up the car, and the gas that it took me to get there. It's not like real far, but and then the entrance fee, or the fee that you paid for the booth, and the time you had to set up and break down. So I probably broke even on it, but I've been to a few of those, and they don't always sum up. So where was I going with that? Oh, this one. Yeah, this particular event, you're going there to get a reading. So that's that. And then I have people there that I've read for before. They actually know I'm going to be there, so they show up knowing that they're going to get a reading from me. Well, that's all I have. I just want to come on here and celebrate the day, celebrate spring, and you can renew yourself at any time you want. You don't have to tell yourself, oh gosh, the New Year's already passed and I haven't, my resolution is gone down the drain. No, pick another date for your new year. Like my new year is going to be my birthday, and I'm going to restart. I just pulled everything out that didn't serve me, and I will restart. My new beginning is this month. So hope you guys have a great day. I hope you like and subscribe, because I am up to 400 subscribers. Now, I've been on YouTube for a minute. I did finally break down and pay for some advertising, and it has really helped me. And it's not really expensive. I don't really like to do it, but I did it, and it is helping me. So, but I like to get stuff organically. I like to do stuff organically. So please like and subscribe, share, do what you do on YouTube, do what you do in your life. And if you are near St. Petersburg, Florida today at the Temple of the Living God, that is where I'm going to be reading. Or maybe you won't you'll see this video afterwards. But anyways, that is one place you can go. Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida is a mecca of spiritual. And so that's one reason I love it. I used to live there, but then it got too expensive. So I moved out a little bit and I moved out of town. All right, I'm going on and on. Have a great day. And this is The Quiet Altar. Peace out.